At this point, this is looking good. Our colors are a little bit different here, but right now we're erring on the side of a common color palette instead of using unique values for every gray across the site. And then the other thing is that we don't have rounded corners. Now let's do a quick search for CSS rounded corners. So what I'm looking for is a CSS property, and I think this is what we want. Let's check out what this example looks like. Okay, so rounded corner here. It looks like it's being done with the border radius property. Now, anytime we see that a property is CSS3, it means that it's been added relatively recently to the CSS specifications. So that means it's a good idea to cross-reference the caniuse.com site to see if we're going to be able to properly support this property. So I'm just going to type "can I use border radius" in Google, and that will take us to the "can I use" page. So it looks like support is fairly good. We see the latest released versions of the browsers across this bar here, and everything except for Opera Mini supports it. However, there are some older versions of browsers, including Internet Explorer 8, that don't support border radius. Now we can see up here that it's supported by over 90% of all browsers, but before, when we were on this site, to look up support for the REM CSS unit, support was more along the lines of 95%. So this is less than that. 1 out of every 10 people will be using a browser that doesn't support it. Also, the supported numbers goes down even more if we used an unprefixed version, and I'll talk about what that means in just a moment. So for some projects, this could be a deal breaker. However, this property will just be ignored in browsers that don't support it. So instead of seeing the pretty rounded corners, you'll just see the hard corners, and that's not going to make your site unusable. It will make it just less beautiful. So the criticalness of this particular CSS property is fairly low. This is mostly going to impact aesthetics and not in a mission critical way. So for us, for our project, especially since we're our own client right now, we're going to consider this good enough to begin using it.